What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, SumnSumnSumn. Hit the keys. Here today to do a quick review and demonstration over Omnisphere 3. That's right, guys. We finally got Omnisphere 3. Omnisphere 3 came out before GTA 6. We are in there. So in today's video, what I'm gonna do is I got a couple of different demo beats that I made for you guys today. We're gonna go over some of the new things in Omnisphere, and then we're gonna also go through a bunch of the sounds, some of the newer sounds, so you guys can kind of hear what those sound like. So let's go ahead, hop into FL Studio. So as we see here, when we open up Omnisphere, you know what I'm saying, the GUI looks a little different. I mean, the first thing I noticed, if y'all want me to tell you the truth, is that it don't look ashy no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like they rubbed some lotion on the gray, so the gray don't look so ashy anymore. But just kind of the fonts and just the way everything is, it looks a little bit different than the previous version of Omnisphere. You know, as you can see here, they've got this library section over here, and the directory is a little bit different. So, you know, when you're looking at the directory, you've got all of your 18 new libraries here. You can access your legacy libraries like Atmosphere, Hardware, the old Omnisphere, Spotlight EDM. You can access all of that stuff here. And then I have some sonic extensions. So I have Undercurrent, Nylon, Unclean Machines. You can access those here. We'll get into mutations in a little bit later, but when you do get into mutations, it will save those mutations for you, which is pretty solid. So at first glance, you know, there's a lot going on with Omnisphere. I'm going to do like I normally do. I'm going to play a demo beat for you guys first. All the melodic sounds and the bass came from Omnisphere. You know, got it today. Been playing with it all day. So, you know, I thought I'd make a couple of beats, but this ain't all the way mixed down as always, but let's go. All right, guys, so that's the first little demo beat that I cooked up for you guys today. Let's go ahead, hop back into FL Studio, check out Omnisphere a little bit more. So as we hop in here, I've just got a fresh patch pulled up. It's one of the newer patches in the Analog Vibes directory. It's called Evangelist. It sounds like this. All right, so as we're looking over here, what's cool now about this is you've got this global controls, and the global control can basically control all 4 layers for you. So you know how you have 4 different layers, up to 4 different layers on your synthesizer or on your Omnisphere. It can control all those for you, which is pretty cool. What's also cool about this is that Omnisphere has hardware integration. So I haven't hooked up my synth yet. I was going to earlier, but I just didn't have the time. And you can control all of these controls here with the different cutoff, the resonance snitch, the envelopes. You can control the amp and the filter envelope. You can control all that stuff with your synthesizer, and you can control all that stuff with your MIDI keyboard. I just haven't routed my stuff yet, but this is pretty cool because now you got, you know, the filter and everything. You've also got vibrato over here in def. So you got that. We're gonna go ahead and turn that back down a little bit. What's also nice too is obviously you've got your amp filter, your amp and your filter. You've got this ambience down here, so this controls reverb. So this is the amount of reverb, and this is the length of the reverb. So you see how you can control that real quick. You've got tone here too. And then you can turn the effects on or off. And you've got a limiter here too, so that's pretty solid in itself. Probably my favorite thing though, I can't say that. I like a whole lot about this, but they got these live instruments over here. So now they have like a instrument collection and a live keyboardist. And if you've messed with Omnisphere a lot, you know that the realistic instruments is like the one thing that Omnisphere is lacking. You know, it wasn't like it was a full wealth of realistic instruments, right? So you're still not going to get like a whole bunch of pianos in here. There are some solid pianos in here, but you're not going to get a whole bunch of pianos in here because they have keyscape, and you're not going to get a ton of like bass guitars and nothing like that in here because they have trillion. So that's got to be understood. But in this now, they have you know, different kinds of cellos and all kinds of stuff. So like this right here, this Adagio string symphony, fire, fire. All right, so what's cool about this, before we get to this Quadzone right here, let's take a look at this mutate. So this mutate is solid because what the mutate can do for you is the mutate can change your sound basically, and it's going to find layers that are similar to try to give you a new preset. So like if you look right here, these are all of the sounds that are playing right now in order to get the string sound that we have, if that makes sense. So you can see they're all on. Down here at the bottom is how you see that they're all on. So we can come back over here, and again, now if I push mutate, ultimately what it's going to do is it's going to randomize the sounds. So bam. Right? So then I like that MIDI, that patch right there. So I'm gonna save that patch into my user folder, something presets, and then we're just gonna call it something one or something two. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna just name it real quick. Well, now that we have it saved, we'll just save. We'll go through categories and stuff again later. But bam, now I've got a new preset that nobody else has. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my preset. You know what I'm saying? Just fire. So now we could take where we were at with that mutation, and you can get more extreme and do more stuff, but I like that sound. I think it's gonna allow for me to show this off pretty well. So like when you come into this Quadzone, with this Quadzone, basically you can set up as many sounds, well, 4 sounds per note. So like you see right here is C3. So it's playing all these instruments over here. But as you look down here at this bark cello sustain, let me go up an octave, go up another octave. All right, but I can stretch this out and I can change it. So let's go ahead and let's just put this here for a second. All right, so what I want to do is, so I just kind of fast forwarded it up a little bit and I took some of those sounds and changed them around. So as you notice, as I play these lower notes, it's just one sound. As I start hitting higher up notes, you're going to notice it's going to change and start adding more sounds. So that's with more sounds, but this is the original. So now once I start moving down, so if you notice, it's changing it up. So it makes it cool because you can basically assign everything on your keyboard, and then you can play different notes, and it's going to give you different sounds. And then you can even break this up to where it's like there's only 3 notes at a time, and you're really switching through different instruments. This is very solid. This is one of the best things about, I can't even say that. All the stuff about this plugin is fire. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Hey, it's like 1:30 in the morning right now. I was going to shoot this video earlier, but people were shooting off fireworks outside from like 5 o'clock in the afternoon till about a half hour ago. It is the 20th of October and it's a Monday. I was like, why are they shooting off firecrackers? They must have got Omnisphere 3. But let's go ahead and hop back into this a little bit more. So let's go ahead and mutate this again though. Move this over here a little bit. So this feature is fire right here again, and so is this mutate feature. These are both very, very solid features. Something else I wanted to show you guys about Omnisphere that's dope is that they have Omnisphere effects rack. So as you see here, I'm using Omnisphere, the drums, on my drums. So let's go ahead and play this track again. We're gonna go ahead and highlight this section right here. And then we'll come back over here. I'm gonna start with it on bypass, and then I'm gonna turn it on. You're gonna immediately hear the difference in the drums. I'm sorry, man. Today is a good day. Today is a good day. But you know, that new tube saturator that they've got a bunch of different new effects. Let's go ahead and look at those real quick before we get into this effect rack, because it's on the page here with Omnisphere. So these are some of the new effects that we're looking at. So you know what I'm saying? I'm using the multi-band compressor right now. I'm using the new tube compressor, or one of the new tube compressors or something. I'm not sure. I'm using this tube saturator right here. And then I'm using a few extra other tools too. So that's pretty solid. They also have halftime now, and they got a warp shifter. I mean, they got a lot of stuff here in this plugin. Yeah, I'm using a multi-band distortion. So I'm using a bunch of newer stuff here in this demo. But as you guys can see, I'll mute everything but the drums. And then I'm gonna let you guys hear another one of the effects on there too with it as well. So boom, bam, I can mute everything. Now I like this multi-band distortion, but it does change the sound of the drums. Again, this is bypass. You know, so you can use these tools with everything. And one thing about it is a lot of people who are just now going to buy Omnisphere 3, they don't even know how dope these effects are. Again, a lot of times some reviewers say, I don't even know why there's, you know, effects in these synths. Omnisphere has top tier effects. You know, there's certain synths that just have good stuff. And now that we can use a lot of these sounds, it's dope. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mute this again. It also got halftime. So we'll go ahead and play halftime real quick. I'm going to mute the drums. Sorry, y'all. That's fire too, you know? So clearly you guys have heard a bunch of the sounds I played in this beat. I'll just go through some of the sounds real quick that I just used. I used this guitar. It sounds similar to some of the jazz guitars in Omnisphere, the first version, but it's so much better. And then, you know, just push the wrong button, meant to hit that guitar. So that's fire. I'll just briefly go through some of these sounds, but I'm going to go through some sounds here in a minute too. Here's another sound. So I cooked up a second little sample beat for you guys today, just so you can hear more. I'm lying. I couldn't stop making beats today. But here's the second sample beat that I put together. All right, that was the second little sample beat that I put together for you guys today. Let's go ahead, hop back into Omnisphere, check out a few of the wavetables, and let's check out some of the sounds. So as we hop back in here, one thing that's nice about Omnisphere is they added a whole bunch of different waveforms. But as you see here, there is just a ton of different waveforms for you to go through. And this is just the classic one, analog timbres. You know, we've got some here, digital wavetables, you know, so we've got some. So let's go ahead and just grab this. Right, so that's cool. And then, you know, obviously you can layer up more stuff. So you can come into B if you want to. Got to turn them on. But yeah, you can come back to B and then turn on the layers. And then when you turn on the different layers, obviously, you know, it's going to blend all that up and stuff for you. So I'll let you guys figure all that out yourself. You know what I'm saying? One more thing I wanted to show you in here is this new dual frequency pitch shifter. I haven't used this yet, so I can't tell y'all anything about it. I just haven't used it yet. But I know this is new too. So again, once you get into Omnisphere and you start using it, just make sure you remember that you're always gonna have to come to the directory now. And then when you come up here to the directory, that's how you're gonna get to all your sounds. So I'm not gonna go through all the libraries. Obviously, I'm at 40 minutes in the recording, so I'm gonna cut some of this down. So we'll go through a few of the sounds though. What I'm most interested about is this instruments collection and the live keyboardist. So like when you come into the live keyboardist, blow category, we'll just pick all, and then that's sound number one. Sound number one. We are already got action. So we're just picking stuff at random. It's actually got some really good, it's got some good vocals, some choirs and stuff in here too. It's got some good stuff. Good sound stuff there. We're just picking stuff at random too. Trap piano. So obviously that sounds pretty good and all. We're not even gonna lie. So I mean, there's other stuff in here too. But that's not even my favorite library. This is my favorite library right here. This library is everything. All right, so we got that. Cellos. I mean, they got, let's see here. We can go to all guitars. So they do have some of the older stuff in here, but I mean, they got a bunch of new stuff. I know I love me an electric guitar. Bunch of good stuff in here. Y'all know I use this. I love these jazz fingers. All right, let's see what else we got in here. Sorry about that. So let's go ahead and check out a few more libraries. We're not going to go through them all. We'll go through just some at random. So I guess we'll start off here with the analog vibes. Go ahead. We'll pick all. Let's see what we got over here in some classic digital. Bobby, Bobby, Bobby. Digi, Digi, Digi. Sheesh. All right, they got these what is it? Vocal collection. This is pretty solid too, because you got stuff like now you got stuff like this over here. Yeah. So it's got stuff like that there in the vocal collection. You got all kinds of EDM stuff, ambient dreams. You got a lot of good stuff here, man. This thing is fire. So, I mean, that's what I got for today's review, demo, and everything like that. I guess, what are my final thoughts on Omnisphere? Y'all already know. It's the GOAT. It's the GOAT. This is the greatest plugin that has ever come out, in my personal opinion. I don't care what nobody says. I will stand on that hill and I will fight each and every last one of y'all on that hill. I love Omnisphere. I still been using their other version with the sonic extensions. It's like a daily plugin for me that I still use because you can do so much with Omnisphere, you know? It's like one of those plugins for me that you should never get bored in because you have all the presets, but you could take the effects off the presets and now you have twice as many presets, which is fire too. In case you are wondering, the upgrade price on this is $199 from Omnisphere. I think it's $249 from Atmosphere. And then if you want it fresh off the street, it is $499. You can get it one of two ways. You can get it where you get the box that comes with the key. That's what I have. Or you can get the digital download. I always recommend get the box with the key, but I understand sometimes we don't want to wait a few days or whatever it is. But being honest with you, I think that this thing is great. The sounds are great. I wish I could have demoed more sounds for you guys, but I didn't want to make this a 30-minute video. It might still be, I don't know, we'll see in the edit. But this is just, I don't have nothing bad to say about it. The features, like even the little, it's not even little, but being able to use the FX track, you know, or the FX chain, and with all your other plugins is a game changer too, because some of these effects that Omnisphere has, there's nothing else that really sounds like it. You know, I didn't really go through the ARP feature. I think there's some new ARPs and stuff like that, but there's so much in this. You're not going to go wrong if you buy this. Let me say my last piece about Omnisphere. So before I started my YouTube channel, I may or may not had a cracked version of FL Studio, but I told myself I need to get everything legit and I need to make sure that I have the right tools that I need in order to start doing tutorials and stuff. My beats weren't really that great at the time, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get my beats better, but it was like the sounds that I was using. And like Omnisphere has literally opened up my ears to good sound selection. Like if you have the money and you've been producing for a while, I would recommend getting this because now it's like, I mean, sometimes, you know, we might hit or miss on a beat or whatever, but normally I don't hit or miss on a sound, and that's because of Omnisphere. I bought Omnisphere before I bought FL Studio, and then 2 weeks after I bought Omnisphere, I paid for FL Studio for real. You know, I needed to get legit, and I think that for me, that was the greatest thing that I've ever done on this musical journey. because it immediately elevated my beats. So again, I would recommend this to everybody. 10 out of 10 recommend, 100 out of 100, 1,000 out of 1,000, million out of a million recommend. Shout out to Spectrasonics for sending this over to me. But you know, obviously they have no say in anything that I say. You know, but that's what I got for you guys today. So make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. I appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Some, hit the keys.